Breslin and Marie Crawford. And this is our second collaboration, Marie. And how did it
Yeah.
feel this time around for you?
Um, it felt exciting. I mean, I still had the feeling of like, just it being vulnerable and kind of talking about things very deep and personal. But it's also exhilarating. It's kind of freeing. It's very therapeutic. I find a lot of um therapeutic aspects to it, that just writing it, reading it. I always play it out loud to myself with audio so I can hear it back. So I think it just really um, allows you to release things that you hold on to sometimes and you don't share with other people, and you can kind of put it out there. And then it kind of, you're able to release anything that is stifling or negative or just kind of sets in a place where you need to let go. So it was good. I really enjoyed the process. Um, I like self exploration, I guess, and just kind of digging into my own feelings about things and how it affects me. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it reads so well, and we've had a few reviews come through as also. And the book is now #1 in Australia, hot new releases in motivational self-help. So that's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, so awesome to see that come through. That's #2, also in hot new releases in Australia for self-esteem, and it's #2 in the UK for motivational self-help. So that's really
I love
cool.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool that the rankings are coming through, which is nice. And validation, what we're sharing. And
Yes.
yeah, so often we go through experiences and it feels like we're the only one going through it. And
Hmm.
was that the case? Marie shared how it was very therapeutic for her. Sophie, I imagine that your chapter was quite therapeutic for you as well.
Yeah, so when I thought about doing it, it was more about the challenge of can I express myself in words? So I have
Mm.
an engineering background, and I think of myself as being a mathematician and not a vocabulary person. So it started off as a challenge of could I do it? Could I
Yeah.
express what's inside my head? And it ended up being very therapeutic. I didn't really expect that. I thought I'll just follow the instructions that you gave me and see what happens. And then it ended up being a sort of let everything out. As Marie said, it was just like it was therapeutic. You didn't realize that's what was going to happen when I started. So yeah,
That's a bonus, and yeah, you both went really deep. And one of the moments that stood out for me from your chapter, Sophie, was when I think you were going through college and you were away from home and you phoned your mum. I think you're a little bit short of cash, and your mum ordered a pizza for you or something, and was just like,
yeah,
"Oh my God, like I'm loved. I've got a pizza, something to eat for the evening." Like sort of student
it
days
was
and.
yeah.
Yeah.
The massive self-doubt that was the pressure of exams building. So I was doing this engineering systems design degree, and you're at the end of your 4 year journey, and it's all of the self-doubt of have I done enough work? Have I done the work in the right place? Am I good enough? All of that. And then just speaking to your mum, and then your mum sets you know, sets it out for you that you can do it. You wouldn't be there otherwise. And that's what brings you round to the self-belief thing. It's like you have to have your mummy believe in you and feed
I
you.
it definitely helps. Definitely helps. And
Yeah.
yeah, that was a really standout. And one of the standouts from your chapter, Marie, I mean, this is your second collaboration. I actually met you in person at a Casey Pluff retreat. I
Yeah.
think it's called You Can Have It All. And I
Mm.
knew that, yeah, you were yeah, like an achiever, and but I didn't realize to the extent that yeah, you really went after like different roles in your career, and simultaneously having your son quite young. I think you're just still in
Yeah.
college. Yeah. So that was yeah, one of the highlights is like wow, just the tenacity and belief that you had in yourself to just find a way.
Yeah, I think it really sustained you because at the end of the day, like I never had a safety net. I didn't have anything to fall back on. I didn't have anyone to catch me if I didn't believe in myself. So it was always like talking yourself into believing in yourself. So it's like you have to do this. Like there's no other choice. There's no other way. You have to keep pushing forward. And so like when you have the setbacks, you think it's okay. I'm just going to push through it. I'm going to keep going. And I don't know, I always think of like whenever I think of those situations, I'm like, think of the little toys that you pull back. You have to pull them back so they can, go forward. And I just always think of myself like that. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going backwards, but it's going to propel me forward. So
That's
yeah,
yeah, that's an empowering mindset to adopt to yeah, to bring to the forefront because you really face some challenges and I was like, wow, that's a difficult spot and then you just seem to land on your feet. That was really inspiring share. So
thank you.
and Tracy, are you there with us? It's good to see you. I know you're celebrating your daughter's 21st birthday and you're away somewhere exotic, I believe, a family holiday. Are you with us, Tracy?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, loud and
Oh,
clear.
that's all right then. I'm wandering around the streets of Norwich, trying to find a signal.
Okay, well, yeah, we can hear you. So, whereabouts are you? Norwich.
Okay, then. I'm actually in the city centre of Norwich.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's really cool that you could, make some time and for your daughter for her 21st birthday. And I know you've got an appointment at a cat cafe, I think
Yes.
in 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, they're
I
fun.
tried
Have
to
you been?
squeeze it all in.
Yeah, well, they're a lot of fun. I've been to a cafe Malaysia late last year. I was just
Ah,
telling, the other two offline, and it was actually a fun experience. I really enjoyed it.
Sophie and I would like pictures. We would like to see the
I
cat
will
cafe.
do. I go show you
Yeah,
pictures.
pictures, yes. So it's amazing the different breeds of cats they have these days. Pretty cool. So I think you're in for an awesome afternoon, Tracy. And
I hope so.
yes. And how was it for you, like writing this chapter? Actually, all three of you really dived deep into your personal life and brought it to the forefront. And it felt like a purge, a release, a liberation of sorts for all three of you. Is that a good summation? Was that what it was for you, Tracy? Like a breakout moment? I don't know if you can hear me, Tracy, but I was just saying, did your writing your chapter feel like a breakout moment for you?
Absolutely, it really did. It was kind of really scary because I thought I had put it to bed, to be honest. I thought because I was trying so hard to try and find me again and find the freedom that all these years I realised I couldn't really move on without addressing and accepting what happened to my past. And I think that's when the light bulb moment came that I needed to accept and move on and find my own self belief um, to move on. I think that's what because I was trying to lose weight for so many years and I tried to be my own person. But when you've got this little voice or these limited beliefs that you'll always be fat, you'll always be no good, you'll always be this, you start to believe in it. And rewiring the brain to accept was really hard,
Mhm. Yeah,
especially with my and a lot of it came from my mother who's still alive now, and now I'm a little bit more stronger when I go and visit her, and again she'll just say, why are you wearing that for? I wore a hat, and she said, you look like a right idiot, you're not really going to wear that, are you? And I went, do you know what? I actually quite like it. I think it suits me. So I am stepping back in my power. I mean, she's 80, so I don't think I'm ever going to change her. But it is a bit of a breakthrough for me because ever since I was little, I was like a mold for her. And if you read my chapter, every time people would meet us, they say, oh God, don't you really look like your mum? You know, you look like sisters. And my mum used to smug and go, oh, they never broke the mold when they met me. And
Yeah,
it's taken to 55 years of age to go, no, you were trying to make me be like you. Why?
yeah. Well,
How
it's
old are you?
so awesome that you're able to be an amazing mum to your daughter. So that's really,
Sorry.
so yeah. No, it's definitely an awesome read, and the book is 99 cents on Amazon. For the ebook, it's 15.50 for the paperback, and if you're in the US, it's 9.99. And also, Tracy, the book is now #1 in Australia. Hot new releases for motivational
That's
self-help. So that's
awesome.
amazing news.
Wow.
So congratulations to all three of you. #1 best-selling authors. That's a great achievement, and it's just really inspiring that reading some of the reviews that we received regarding your chapters. And I know a friend of yours wrote a review, and a friend of Amar's, but we've also had some of other readers and Journey of Riches readers leave reviews, and it's just inspiring to go back and read them. And so we'll collect them all and share them in the group. And yeah, we've got reviews in Germany, India, Australia, UK, Spain, Italy. And so it's really cool to see. Great. And Sophie, what does, what does the power of self-belief mean to you now after you've written your chapter? Has it changed at all? Has anything shifted?
I don't think it's that something shifted since writing.
Yeah,
It's so I had cancer a couple of years ago,
yeah,
and that made me really reevaluate things. And so I think that's when you reached out to me, wasn't it? Um,
yeah.
and so my chapter was about the same sort of self-belief as I had had to nurture throughout my life
Yeah.
that I then used to manage the cancer with.
Mm,
So I don't think it's that something's changed. I think that it was just having the clarity that that was the thread that had come through my whole life.
mm,
Yeah, so the self-belief of being an engineer. So I'm always the only female in a male-dominated arena. So the self-belief that you have to persist with that is quite astonishing. And then I did a lot of crazy things when I was younger, like skydiving, and I'm going to jump out of this airplane, and I do believe that I'm going to land, and I do believe I'm going to stay alive. That sort of, I believe I've got the capability of doing that. So I could just see this thread and this pattern throughout the whole of my life that also was the same thing that I used to deal with cancer.
mm.
So though my chapter doesn't really mention the cancer directly, it's the coping mechanism. The self-belief is the coping mechanism for getting through the dark periods of life. For me, anyway. I don't know about you guys, Tracy and Marie, whether that's the same for you.
Yeah, no, but thank you for sharing that. And but yeah, we had a panel interview last night as well, and it was interesting the different feedback we got. But I wanted to ask something different from you, Marie, and I was wondering if your children had read your chapter, because one of the big parts of your journey, I'm not sure so if you've read Marie's yet, but it's definitely worth the read, and it's very inspiring, and like yours is. But Marie, I was just wondering if your children had a chance to read your chapter, because they were a big part of your journey into self-belief and, really continue on at college, working a job, and then raising children at the same time. And so I was just be interesting to get your feedback on that if your children have read your chapter yet.
Yeah, they haven't read it yet, I don't believe. I told them I had hard copies waiting on them. So I know like they read the first one, and I think sometimes it's things you don't talk about every day. So I really hope this kind of does set with them a little bit to realize how much they did, affect my journey along the way here. Um, yeah, it'll be interesting to get their feedback. I love their feedback. I love having conversations with them about meaningful things. So I'm excited to hear what they have to say about it
Yes,
because
and,
they were
and
huge factors, with me being so young, and it's kind of like we grew up together.
I can imagine, yeah, almost like best friends in a way. And
Yeah.
yeah, well, I didn't realize that actually about your journey, and it was really inspiring. Like you had to really dig deep and believe in yourself. It was almost like you were stuck between a rock and a hard place, and
Yeah.
that was very inspiring. Any advice for people that maybe find themselves in a similar situation and yeah, maybe they've had some unexpected news, a bit of a curveball, maybe haven't received the support they thought they were going to get. What sort of advice do you have for them?
I think really just recognizing your own strengths and that you can do things, kind of embracing like your worth and your value, and
Mhm.
not allowing like outside factors to influence how you're thinking about things. It's empowering and helps you kind of move forward when you do recognize you are strong, you can do this, and just kind of tune out anything that goes against your belief in yourself. Because, like Tracy saying, there's always going to be people who, discourage you or think you can't do something. You kind of just have to set those thoughts aside and not let them penetrate, because at the end of the day, if you recognize your own worth and your own strength, then you're going to be able to push forward and move through things that you think you can't move through.
Yeah, that's really good advice. And there's a lot of chapters that kind of were along that vein. I know Tracy May spoke about that, also Tracy Webster. And I know that your books are on their way to you. But and also for those that are on watching on Facebook Live, we actually can't see the comments and things like that. So if you're saying hi, hi, and we'll respond to the comments. But we've received a lot of support, and of course, the book is now #1 in Australia, which is fantastic news. And Tracy May, it would be great to hear from you. Um, yeah, like what are some of the feedback that you've received on your chapter? I know that you're going to get ready for a Cat Cafe date, and this is your very first chapter you published. She's just Tracy
Oh.
Mason had to go to the cat cafe, and she was struggling to get some Wi-Fi. I think she was somewhere in the UK. But this is the 46th book in the series. I had the pleasure of publishing this series now for over 10 years. For those that don't know, I actually contributed to the first 41 books in the series. Every book has been a #1 international bestseller. This one just reached a #1 bestseller in Australia. So hopefully it's the one of many firsts and it becomes a domino effect of success. And it'll be interesting to hear from you, Sophie. What was, was there any doubt in writing this piece or did it just flow naturally?
Massive doubt to start with. I was really seriously questioning my sanity, like why had I said yes? Um,
Right.
and then I really digested the prompts that you gave us. I'm like, okay, I've got to map this out. And then once I've done the mind map, after that, then it was really easy. Then it flowed.
Mhm.
Yeah. Is he
And
frozen?
I
Oh, there you are.
me? No, I've got you loud and clear, but
All right, okay.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe my internet's not so stable. It seems like it's coming in and out a little bit, but yeah, I've got you loud and clear on my end here. So yeah, I guess we just proceed. But yeah, I kind of like that act you were saying about, after you started taking action, then the fear kind of, the self-doubt lost its power over you. And I feel action is a perfect antidote for that type of thing. So
I
Mhm.
think as well, because when we submitted the first chapter, there wasn't a huge amount. I think I'd used too many words and I had to cut back, but then there wasn't a huge amount of rewriting to be done. So I thought, oh, okay, it must be readable or digestible to somebody, so I don't have to change that much. So it was then that's when I felt, okay, I'm validated now. I can actually express myself in words.
there you go. No, you're actually really funny and humorous on paper as you are in real life, and on calls you have that quirkiness and humorous nature, and it comes across in your chapter. It's very authentic and you, and it's engaging, and it's written from George's experience, so that kind of third person narrative in a way, I guess. But it's really creative. It's brilliantly done, and yeah, it's a really seamless read.
Thanks.
Yeah, and if George was to give you some feedback on how to, embrace your personal power more, what do you think she would say?
I don't know. Uh, yeah, just I guess just be more free, be wild, be free. It's like it would be the invitation to return to childhood. That's what it would be. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, don't take life too seriously. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that, and that kind of I feel like um, like streams into your chapter a little bit, Marie, in that you did have some like serious issues, but you were able to actually kind of make light of them in an I guess in an awkward kind of confident way. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know how
I
else to
always have
put
a
it.
dark sense of humor.
Yeah, oh my God. I mean, I don't know how I'd react if I had a manager or a area supervisor or general manager or whatever their position was, but they were senior management and they made you a mixtape.
I know it was like funny and not funny at the same time.
Yeah, that is,
No,
yeah.
it's kind of like a gut punch. Like you feel like you're just excelling, you're working hard, you're doing so well, things are going great, you're in a good position, you really loving what you're doing. And then it's like someone just yanks the carpet out from underneath you when someone does something like that, when it's unsolicited, unwanted, like it's just, and then it makes you do like doubt yourself. You takes your self-belief, you were up here, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, so all the things good that I was doing, that wasn't why I was excelling. It just makes you feel like motives are different and things are different. And it does kind of squash your acceleration for just a second. And then I just had to find a way to push through it and just say, that's not my problem, that's someone else's problem. And I'm just going to stay focused on what I'm doing and keep pushing forward in the direction I'm going and keep doing all the things that make me feel successful and make me feel good. And that's what I did. I just kind of pushed through it and put it behind me.
Yeah, that's really, I mean, that's really courageous of you. And I liked your comeback line because when he asked you, did you like the mixtape? And you were like, oh, not really. Like I'm more of a Kid Rock, a Kid Rock girl. That's awesome. Really cool.
And that is true, but
Yeah, it is. You got the life-size poster over your shoulder. Have you had anything like that in your workplace, Sophie? What Marie was talking about, like a supervisor or senior management, making a move in the most inappropriate way.
Well, John, I could tell you about that, but I don't think you could do it on Facebook Live.
Really?
So,
Well, as long as there's no swearing or anything like that, we're all
I,
adults.
I, yeah, I've had it. I've had so much of it being the only female, normally in male-dominated areas. I've had a lot of it. Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
imagine. I imagine you handle it quite well. So
Oh, I just wax my feathers, mate. Wax my feathers.
you wax your feathers.
Or wax my feathers, yeah. It's
Water off a
slightly
duck's back. Yeah.
slightly boring now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd like to think things are improving in the workplace for women. So, um, but yeah,
Yeah.
it still happens. And this was actually quite a while ago, wasn't it, Marie?
Yeah, it was like when I was in my 20s. And I think that's the other factor. When you're young, you don't know how like to receive something like that. And then, going from like that happening in high school to me with my teacher and then happening in the workplace, and it makes you feel like, what's your worth? You do question, you do say, what is my actual worth? Is it the good work that I'm doing? Is it all the positive things I'm doing? Or is it because people have motives for other things? So it makes you like just really question your worth for a minute. But then I'm good at compartmentalizing. So I stuffed it away and I was like, I'm just going to keep moving forward and not let those things affect me. So I think early on when you're younger, it's hard to like, you don't know how to react. You don't know how to handle the situation. So I just ignored it. I just pretended like it doesn't happen and just keep moving along, which,
Yeah, I feel
even
that served you well. Yeah.
even writing it in the book, putting it out there, I'm like, okay, what if these people read this and then it's going to be awkward? But I was like, at the end of the day, they did it. I didn't do it. So
Mhm.
it is what it is. I was like, maybe they need to feel awkward like I felt. So,
Well, that's it. And yeah,
I mean,
a lot of people have gone. I mean, a lot of women have gone through that. Sophie, I think it was happened every other week by the sounds of it. But
I learned very early on not to say yes.
yes.
I said I'm not going to go into it, but I went the whole way on a yes. And I have a son from saying yes to that that I raised on my own.
yeah, wow, a
So
workplace
so
problem.
so I learned very quickly after that that it's always a no.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, you have a son, and I'm sure you're glad that he's grateful for his life, and that's a good thing, I guess. So
He's
it's
he's
good and
grateful for
bad
an
in everything.
awesome mother. For an awesome mother like me, he's extremely grateful.
Yeah, there you go. And I actually saw a photo of you guys earlier this year, and yeah, he's a good-looking fellow, and he's a spitting image of you in a male body.
Yep, my little
So
hero.
your little hero.
Oh,
He's
Yeah,
taller than you, actually.
that's not hard.
That's not hard. But yeah, no, that's really cool, inspiring. And you have one son. Marie's firstborn is a son, and she has a daughter. And you have grandchildren as well, Marie?
yeah. I have a 7-year-old granddaughter and I have two granddaughters on the way.
Oh, twins.
Wow.
Well, not twins. My son's wife's pregnant and my daughter's expecting in October. So
Oh, wow, that's exciting.
yeah, they're due 2 months apart.
That's awesome. Well, and do you do any like knitting or like you seem like a creative, like a woman of many talents? I know that you're like a kickboxing instructor. Do you do like arts and crafts stuff as well?
With my granddaughter, yeah, I
Okay,
I do that. Yeah, we do things together and arts and crafts and
nice.
yeah. My next adventure, I want to do a mosaic. I do enjoy creative things, so
There you go. Nice. A mosaic like a vase or something, or like a bowl. A mosaic
like
like a wall piece.
yeah, a wall piece.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice. Oh, cool. Cool. That sounds
yeah.
nice.
And I'm
Um,
also working on a children's book for my granddaughter.
Great. And
Yeah.
what's the intention? Like, what's after you read it to your granddaughter or someone reads it to their little one? What do you hope they get from the children's book?
It's mostly just fantasy fun. So we just have such a good time together. I'm just kind of writing about the things we do and making her the main character. She just, like we were talking about, I was telling her about me working on the book that for the power of self-belief, and we were talking about it, and she was like, I want you to write me a book about me. And I was like, okay, I will. So it's kind of about our adventures.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I can imagine, will you do the illustrations yourself?
I haven't decided because I'm not really artistic, but she's kind of artistic, so I don't know.
Maybe you can do
We'll
the
see.
illustrations together.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think it's a really good way to get her to believe in herself that, she can do anything she sets her mind to.
Yeah.
And yeah, did your mum, Sophie, do anything like that with you, like Marie's doing with her granddaughter, like arts and crafts or things that kind of instill self-belief?
Yes, mostly needlework. So before I got officially taught, I could already make things without patterns. Um, and I am very crafty. I've done a mosaic in our swimming pool in Corfu. On the top
Wow.
step, yeah, I collected pebbles from the beach and just little things and bits of sea glass and whatever, and did a mosaic inside the pool that I then covered in resin to make it waterproof. So,
Oh, I
and
love that.
again, I just thought, okay, I'm going to take out what was there because I don't like it, and then I'm going to see what happens. I'm just going to get a load of bits and stick them down and see what happens, and it came out really nice. So, yeah. So that was my mum. She always taught us. She taught us to. She was crafty, and also she was, from the war period where they had to make do with everything.
Mm.
So she was really able to turn nothing into something. So she did teach us all that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really inspiring. And it'd be
Mm.
great to see a photo of the mosaic in your pool. It's in your video.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be inspiring. And yeah, I mean, sometimes the lessons of self-belief come through negative experiences. Do you relate to that at all, Marie, with your journey and what you went through, that even though maybe some of the experiences were negative, some good came out of it?
Yeah, for sure. Like I think the biggest word for me would be resilience. Like because lots of negative things they happen, and it just makes you stronger, and it kind of builds your self-belief, because when you have something that sets you back and you just believe enough to keep going, or see your value, see your worth to push through this time, then when something else happens, you say, okay, I did it last time. I know I can make it through this time. And then it just kind of builds, you build the momentum to just keep going. And then you feel like it doesn't really matter what happens, I'm still going to move forward. So I think that's kind of how it happened for me along the way. Little things happened, and I'm like, I made it through this. I made it through this. This will be no problem. It's just a bump. It's just temporary. It's going to be a bump right now, and then I'm going to keep going forward. So I really think that sometimes experiencing the hardships do give you a stronger sense of self-belief if you make it through them positively in little ways. Because if you don't experience those things, then it hasn't strengthened anything, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like going through difficult times as a child and going through a rough childhood, like I talked about probably in my first collaborative book, going through those things just kind of did build your self-belief, because you make it through that, then you can make it through this. And so I don't know, sometimes I feel like that just really makes you a stronger person when you do have some hardships.
Yeah, totally. Totally. And yeah, it does. It just strengthens you. I think there's like this analogy. I don't know if you've heard of it, if either of you have heard of it, but there was like a man who was watching a butterfly come through a cocoon, and he saw it struggling. He's like, I'm going to help this butterfly escape the cocoon. I'm going to do my good deed for the day, and helps this butterfly out of the cocoon, and maybe shorten its struggle by an hour or two, maybe even three. And what he noticed was that the butterfly was unable to fly because it didn't go through the struggle, the strength didn't go into its wings, and so its wings didn't form properly, and essentially the butterfly was disabled. And I feel like that's our challenges and our struggles are actually for us. They build the strength and the armor, the resilience and the fortitude and the determination and tenacity to move through the challenges, so that they basically become something that's on the way and not in the way. And I feel that
Yeah.
that's kind of what, when you were sharing your chapter, Marie, and also for you, Sophie, through George, it seemed like the challenges then built you for the next adversity that you're going to face.
Yeah.
Is that how that's kind of what it felt like for you as well, Sophie, through your character, George?
Yeah, for me as well. So I got late diagnosed ADHD like last year.
Yeah.
And so a lot of what I heard growing up was sit still, be quiet,
Okay.
behave, that sort of thing. And so that is what you take on board is I don't have any value because I'm always being told to shut up, sit still, be quiet. Yeah. And so then the self-belief of doing things like skydiving, running a marathon, getting my qualifications and everything was rebuilding that for myself. So it's not something that you can't get self-belief from somebody else, obviously, because it's self-belief.
Yeah.
And so you have to have those struggles in order to fight your way back or learn from where you've been. And it's those lessons you have to, it's like exercising a muscle. Yeah, you have to keep flexing, keep flexing. And I really like, Marie, what you said about the idea of that like pullback car or something where you have to
Yeah.
like put it down and pull it back and then let it go so that it can go first, faster and further. That really resonated with me. That
Yeah.
feels like something that, yeah, describes how I see things as well. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost
And
like
if,
pulling back an arrow, right? Like you
yeah,
go back first and then you go forwards.
mm.
That's the
In
analogy I've learned
engineering,
how to do.
in engineering terms, like if everything is a waveform, it's like a sinusoidal wave. If you the lower you go, the higher you bounce back. So I see it sort of like that idea. And so some people just do this. Well, I've always done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really inspiring, and it's an inspiring read, and there's so many different. I mean, the book really is a testament to the strength of the human spirit, and
Hmm.
there's so many different angles and perspectives. It's really inspiring, and the reviews reflect that from around the globe. And was there any questions that you had, Marie, for Sophie? Having connected a couple of times on group calls and things like that, was there anything that you were curious about Sophie's experience?
Um, I guess I could ask you, Sophie, how do you feel like, I know writing the first time, like you said, you didn't realize it would be so therapeutic. I didn't either. The first time I wrote, I thought, okay, this will be interesting to put my words down. But it was so therapeutic. It took like months. I had to like work through feelings and all the emotions I was feeling from actually writing and reading what I was saying and reliving situations. Do you feel like you had a similar experience? Is this your first?
It is my first.
Okay.
So I did a lot of work on myself for a number of years with NLP and other modalities. So I think I'd sort of somewhat concluded on some things of myself. I think it was therapeutic in recent years from the cancer. I think
Mm,
I didn't want to write about cancer directly because it was too raw. Um, but I think there was a link between grieving my mother who had died. She's died like 8 years ago. And then I think that I was handling that by drinking and I was sort of
mm,
not dealing with things properly. And then had the cancer, obviously menopause and then cancer. And so I think that it was maybe a mop up of the last sort of 5 years, but I think I dealt with most of the earlier stuff already. So I think it was like a refresher of a cleanse. If that makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Are you glad
Uh,
you did it?
Really glad. Yeah, really glad. I also had a limiting belief because I did these aptitude tests when I was younger, and I came out below average on the verbal score. So I just thought, okay, I'm just like, I'm an engineer, I've got maths and images in my head, and I'm not capable of articulating with words. So I
Hmm.
think more than anything, it was learning that. So my friend had a launch party for me yesterday, Rebecca Shannon, and she read it out loud, which is the first time I heard it read back to myself.
Mm,
And everybody was in tears. And I thought, oh, okay, then so I can actually write something that moves someone
yeah.
far enough for them to have an emotional reaction to it. So that there must be possibility in there that I'm reaching people, which was
Mhm.
what I wanted to know, really. So that was really good. John, have I got time to ask Marie a question?
Yeah, I love that. That'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah. So you wrote your first one a couple of years ago, and so
Mhm.
then you did the second one to continue the thread, or I'm thinking of doing some more writing. I'm just curious whether you've continued in the same vein as you started, or if you've sort of moved sideways.
No, I think it's been the same path. It was so, I guess, I want to say liberating. I don't know, just to put your feelings in writing. I feel like a lot of times I can express myself better writing than talking. I don't know why. But I think because I'm always like when I have conversations with people, I'm usually more interested. I like to learn about people, so I don't always talk about a lot of things. And I know that sometimes people don't really know a lot of things about me because I don't have the tendency to be real vulnerable and talk a lot about myself. So I think it gave me an opportunity to actually talk about things in my past, talk about how it affected me, how I brought myself back. And then this book was kind of a continuation of that thought process. Like it is helpful for me and very, I know I've used the word therapeutic. It is just very therapeutic to put the words down, put it out there, release it, and also be a blessing to other people. Be encouraging for other people to know when they're going through things, they can come back from it. To kind of if I can share some courage, some compassion, give you some hope maybe for better things coming, encourage you to have self-belief, kind of empower people to feel better about themselves and see their worth. I like doing that. I really enjoy writing because it also puts me outside of my comfort zone because I've never been a writer. Grammar was probably my least favorite thing in school because I was not good at that. So I think having a very critical college English teacher was very helpful for me. Um, so I just yeah, just continuing the process. I feel like it opened up something for me doing the first one that I felt when John reached out to me this time. I was finishing my last semester in college at 50 and I was like, "Oh gosh, okay." But I just couldn't say no because the power of self-belief really resonates with like my life's journey, I feel like. And even though I didn't know early on that what I was doing was having belief in myself, it made sense later on in life when there was times I didn't believe in myself and I could tell a shift. Like when I didn't know I was believing in myself, but I was, and I just kept pushing, pushing, going, going. And then all of a sudden it wasn't there. And then it just made life feel different. So I felt the effects of not believing in yourself so much that it was so meaningful. So this book really meant a lot to me in that respect because I think that's been the driving force my whole entire life. And I really just hope that I can be that kind of blessing to someone else to encourage them in those times. So I hope that answered your question long-windedly.
Yeah. Now that's really inspiring, and it's also really generous. So on the one hand, I think I heard you saying that you got something from the writing, but also that it's the opportunity for you to give something to everybody else.
Yes.
So it's really generous. Your spirit's generous. It's for other people to learn from. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Well
Thank
You're
done.
you.
both very talented
Yeah.
writers. Mm. Both very talented writers. I was surprised to hear that you both received negative feedback regarding your writing. I mean, I was illiterate till I was 9, 10, and
Mm.
so I got a lot of negative feedback about my writing. But you both of you, I mean, you're very
I
good.
had a math engineering background too, Sophie, in school.
Ah,
So
so I had
writing
in
as a
English literature, they used to say, and what's the meaning of this? And I'm like, well, I don't know. So why don't they just write what they mean? So why do I have to read between the lines and interpret something that might be right or might be wrong? And in any case, the author's dead, so would you know? How would you know if it's right or wrong? I don't understand any of it. Why don't you just write what you mean? So
Sophie
yeah.
yeah,
Breslin arguing with her teacher.
yeah,
That's a troublemaker. I'm sure you did that too,
yeah,
Maria.
yes, that's me.
Oh, it's hilarious. You're not afraid to use colorful language either, Sophie. I noticed in your chapter. So, um,
Well,
few F-bombs here and there, swearing like a sailor, nothing like freedom of expression.
swear like an engineer, please.
You fit right in with the boys, with the lads,
Yep, yep,
swearing like a trooper.
yep. That's it.
Gotta fit in.
Oh, that's funny. It just seems so natural and authentic. So, yeah, it flows nicely in your chapter, and yeah, really gets your attention too. It's like, okay, you got my attention. So,
My favorite bit is the bit about the donkey poo. That's my favorite bit. I
donkey
thought
poo, really,
I'm gonna see if I can sneak that in there, and if I can get it through.
donkey poo,
Yes,
and yeah, in the Greek
yes.
islands. I'm sure there's plenty of donkeys in the Greek islands. An ancient land with donkeys. Is there anything else that either of you feel is pertinent about embracing your personal power that you'd like to share?
I think just continuously forgiving yourself when you're not the person you want to be. I think that's huge because we're so hard on ourselves. We're so kind to other people and so hard on ourselves sometimes that just allowing some forgiveness for yourself when you're not the person you want to be or not showing up the way you want to show up. And then just having some gratitude for all the things that you do well. I think that just goes a long ways.
Yeah, that's sage advice right there. Yeah, it's something that I've definitely struggled with from time to time. Is yeah, just to go easy, give myself a second chance, and um, yeah, that's just the way it goes. I really like that. That's great. I'm sure that you can relate to that as well, Sophie. Being too hard on
I
yourself.
think. Yeah, well, I'm perfect, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
The I'm thinking about like the reflecting on the self-belief thing. I think it for me is about listening to my inner knowing. So it might be an inner voice, or is it an inner feeling? Because when I'm trying to live my life by other people's standards and other people's expectations, and I'm looking for the drive to come from outside of myself, I feel off. And but what I didn't realize is that so when I'm in alignment and I'm in flow, then I have all the motivation to go somewhere and do something. Um, and I didn't realize that when I'm not in that state, that's when I'm doing things like drinking or looking for ways to I don't know,
Okay.
trying to, to fit into the, round peg square hole thing, isn't it? When I don't fit, then I need these other things. And when I do fit, then I don't. And I can actually feel it in my body. So I haven't drunk for more than 2.5 years or something since cancer. And thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I can feel it. I can feel it in my body. So now I know when I'm off and I'm like, this is the time when I would have reached out for a glass of wine or a fag or whatever. And now I'm just like, no, I need to rest. I need to eat. I need to hydrate. I need to move. And so I can actually, I can sense it. I can feel it in my body. And so now I realize that self-belief thing is connected to that. When I lose that connection is when I'm not believing in myself. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you think, like, you can get two people that are going through like very similar sort of challenges, and one sort of gets stuck in self-doubt and the other one perseveres and makes it through the other side? Have you noticed like a difference between that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think you have to like it requires a lot of intentionality, like just being you have to have some conversations with yourself and just really be intentional about those conversations. And I mean, I have talked myself off of many ledges, like more so than anyone else could. And so I think you really have to be intentional about it and decide that you're not gonna allow certain things for yourself or not allow yourself to stop or quit. And I think some people may not understand how to be intentional or how to set a mindset so that they don't allow themselves to fall into those slumps or, when they do get down, not stay down.
Yeah, very well said. Whirlpools of self-doubt, and yeah, I really like the scriptures that you shared, and also the not mantras but affirmations that you shared as well. And I feel like that's
Yeah.
a really good way of just keeping yourself on track and keeping
Hmm.
the yeah, just the voices or the inner critic at bay.
Yeah.
And Sophie, you strike me as a person, if someone says, you can't do that, or they doubt you, that you really just that lights a fire under your belly, and it just motivates you to go, I'll bloody show you.
You show me an elephant, mate, and I'll eat it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Yes. It's like, now, how am I going to eat this elephant?
Yeah,
So, yeah, I'll just break it
absolutely.
down into little bits and just do it.
Yeah,
So it has to be worth it for me.
yeah,
So I might decide that's not worth it. It's not worth
right,
working out how to do it.
right.
But if it is worth it, then I'll make it happen. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what you wrote about in your chapter about the marathon, and
Yeah.
yeah, and having your dad supporting you and waiting for you at the finish line, and
Yeah.
nice,
Yeah.
that's cool. And have you had any intervention moments with your children that you kind of, it's okay for you to speak about, where you actually just coached them through it type thing, or you were like a listening or a soundboard type thing?
Is that to me?
Yeah, I mean, I guess in general to either of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, my son Ollie, I'm there with him at the moment. So he's about to turn 30 in the middle of September,
Nice.
and he went through school a year young because of his birth date.
Mhm.
So he did his GCSEs at 15, and then I made him stay at school because he had to. And that put him off learning completely. So then he's been sort of drifting, not knowing which direction he wants to go in. But I remember that for myself. So I didn't go back to university till I was 21. I didn't know what I wanted to do before then. And I think girls mature faster than guys. So I thought, well, I've got to give him at least until he's sort of like 25, 26, 27 to decide what direction that he wants to go in for himself. So I just said, okay, then, I'm here for you when you need the support, when you've decided where you want to go. And I'll invest in you when you know what that is. Yeah.
Hmm.
But until that time, I expect you to provide for yourself. So, you know, where you choose to live and how you choose, what car you choose to drive and everything else, self-funding until you're ready to make the step. So he's decided he wants to be a tree surgeon. So we just invested quite heavily in all the tree surgery training that he's just passed, all of it. And so that I'm like, yep, because he decided that's his direction. He doesn't need my approval. It's just I was waiting for him to own it. And when now that he owns it, then it's like, there, I'm behind you, right behind you. Here's the finance, crack on. But it's taken him that long, you know. I had to demonstrate patience there, which is not one of my virtues. Um, and just stand back and say, you know, I'm here when you're ready, but I'm not pushing you. So yeah.
Nice. Okay, great. Well, that's awesome. And congratulations to your son for becoming a certified tree surgeon. That's awesome. Or arboriculturalist, I think they call them in Australia. But yeah, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Kudos to him. And Marie, do you have a similar story with your son or daughter?
Well, I think just in general, like I've always been really driven and motivated to do things. And my motto always was, we don't quit. So that I never allowed them to quit anything. So if you start something, you finish it. And so I think just having that drive has it really pushed them to do better. And I think they're just both very like successful and driven and reliable people. And I'm proud of that because I feel like just starting out without the quitting, you can't be a quitter, you're not a quitter, has made them very successful because I guess, underlying self-belief because you don't lose, you don't quit. We just keep going. So even, in tough times, you just keep going. My son, he had cancer a couple years ago, and he never missed a day of work through his. I was like, you need to stay home and rest. And he was like, no, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep going to work and just keep my schedule and my routine. And through all his sickness and how sick he was, he just kept pushing himself to keep going. And I think that just builds resilience and it just pushes you. Then when you do have tough times, you can get through them a lot easier because you've pushed yourself through all these things and challenges. So I feel like just supporting them and pushing them to, keep going in tough times. I just think that's been probably a proud mom moment, just to know that I've, you know, helped them be successful and motivated and
Yeah, that's a great
Well
motto.
done. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
don't quit, keep going. And yeah, it certainly served your son with his journey with cancer. And it was your dad that had cancer at the same time? Or another
Yeah,
relative? Yeah.
my dad.
I remember
Yeah.
seeing photos of them together.
Yeah. It was a tough time.
I can imagine. I can imagine. And they're both through the other side. Your son's through and your dad made it through as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah. My son, he's doing well. My dad's doing well right now. So my son's gonna have a new baby soon, and so things are going good. My dad, he's just turned 79. So
Yeah, that's really inspiring. And of course, Sophie, you overcame your journey with cancer as well. And that's now in remission.
Yep, I've had scans and things for the last 2 years, and all good.
That's
good.
awesome.
Touch wood, all
That's
good.
good, absolutely. And yeah, I can only imagine. David Ostrad, who also contributed to the book, his first chapter for the Journey of Riches was about his journey with testicle cancer. And of course, yeah, he overcame that. But the whole sort of mindset of, when he was getting treatment, there was, one side of the room that were kind of all doom and gloom and sort of stop dreaming and planning a life ahead. And there was those that were planning their next travel destination, just getting on with life. And that's obviously the group that made it through, while the other ones kind of just resigned to a death sentence of sorts. And so I feel
Hmm.
kind of like the essence of self-belief in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's so great the feedback we received for the book. You can still get yourself a copy on Amazon. The ebook is 99 cents. All proceeds go to Jules Children's Home. The book is currently #1 in Australia for hot new releases, motivational self-help, and #2 for the same category in the UK. Any last thoughts or words of wisdom or anything you'd like to share, ladies?
I hope everyone reads the book
And leaves a review.
and leaves a review and loves it as much
Yeah.
as we do.
Yes.
I'd just like to say thank you to you, John, because you've been really inspiring.
Wow.
And
Yes.
what's the theme for the next book? That's the
The
question.
theme for the next book is The Infinite Power Within.
Ooh.
Yes. The first draft is not due until the end of October and releasing around about February, March next year.
Mm.
And the one after that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, actually. I haven't thought that far ahead, actually. Yeah, maybe we can touch base on the one
Yeah,
after The Infinite Power Within. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
George
Yeah,
wants to put her feet up for a bit.
yes, yeah, well deserved, well deserved.
thank you, John. Everything, yeah, thank you. You're definitely an inspiration, and I think just bringing me into this journey of writing has been not something I expected, but something I've really loved and enjoyed doing. So, thank you.
You're welcome. And you're both talented writers, really. And yeah, there's definitely, you've got uh, another chapter, a book, or however you want to express yourself, a children's book for you, Marie. And yeah, it's just awesome collaborating with you both. Thank you for trusting me and my team. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, like and comment, hit that bell notification, and we'll send you more of these interviews on the way. And big love and peace out.
Thanks. Bye. Bye.